Well, I think that they, first of all, looked at the schedule and realized that it is quite a monster. They know that the only way we're going to win is to work really hard. And at Georgia, we do talk about long-term goals. We talk about winning the first game. We talk about winning the East. We talk about trying to win the Southeastern Conference Championship. And beyond that, we really don't have any control. So we don't talk much about a national championship because we don't even know if we're undefeated, if we even play in the game. So, but the thing that we really concentrate on is the process of getting there. The process of earning the right to become a champion, and that takes work every day. So you break it down to, one day at a time, one workout at a time, one repetition at a time. That's what we focus on. And if we look too far down the road and we miss an opportunity this day or this week or that week, we won't be ready and it won't matter.
Mark, Les Miles said that Urban Meyer gave him a little bit of advice about how to handle the bullseye on his back as the national champion. I'm wondering, since everybody's picking you #1, if anybody's talked to you about it.
Well, I have had a little experience, when I was at Florida State. And I told the team this, and I actually showed them the Seminole Rap. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of the Seminole Rap. But, Florida State was preseason #1 for the first time, 1987, I think. Maybe 8. Anyway, our guys in the off-season worked hard at the Seminole Rap. They wanted to emulate the Chicago Bears Super Bowl Shuffle. All right? Miami, on the other hand, worked hard at the Chicago Bears defense. We played them opening game at Miami. We got beat 31-0. So, and I told the guys that story, and I showed them the Seminole Rap. It was cute, and it was fun, but it wasn't what needed to be done in preparation for the season that everybody was predicting. Now, I think we went on and won every game after that, but we still finished #2 or 3 or whatever it was that year. And so, we must prepare.
Coach, what are your concerns about the things that happen off the field and how you deal with that? How you think?
Yeah, I say this. I love every player we got. When a guy makes a mistake, it makes me sick. It hurts my heart. It's just like if I heard that my son got in trouble, I'm sick. And that's how I feel. But it's my obligation as the father or the coach to handle the situation, to discipline the situation. I have 3 elements in our discipline. #1, punishment. The guy's going to be punished. The amount of punishment depends on what he did. I punish him to try to change his behavior. I punish him so other people see what happened, to keep them from wanting to do that behavior. Okay, so that's #1. #2, I'm going to educate him. I'm going to try to teach him why what he did was wrong. Just as a child makes a mistake, in my house, we would spank their bottom if they didn't behave, especially if they were disrespectful. So again, we punished them, but then we would talk to them. We'd tell them what they did wrong and why it was wrong. And then the third element is I'm still going to love them. I'm still going to let them know that if from this point on, if you change your behavior, you can make something great of yourself. Daniel Ellerby is one of the best leaders on our football team right now. He's on the cover of our media guide. About 2-3 years ago, he had some issues, but he took that moment and went forward and changed his life, and that's what you want to happen. So to think that there will never be a guy to ever make a mistake, especially 18 to 22 years old, 130 of them, and the amount of scrutiny that our guys do get, it'd be like putting your head in the sand to think that something's not going to go awry somewhere along the way. But yeah, do I hate it that happens? Yeah, I hate it. But again, if we handle it properly, these young men will learn from it, and you know, hopefully be a better man because of it.
Coach, seems like we've seen a lot of that in recent years. Is that line, the right, wrong line, gotten, you know, getting more blurred maybe?
No, I think that I don't know how everybody else was in college, if you all went to college. Not to say, I think most probably everybody here went to college. And I think if you would think back on the things that you and your buddies did during that time frame, if everything that you did was on the national news and internationally on the internet, you'd probably be pretty embarrassed at what you did. And now there's a lot of things that we all did that nobody knew about. And now it's very difficult for that to ever happen. People learn lessons. I mean, if a guy gets in trouble, I can discipline that issue and I can move him on the right track, and the whole world doesn't necessarily have to know. The other thing that happens is sometimes guys do things that are alleged. Some guys do things that might seem one way in the media, and then a month or two later we realize it wasn't quite what we thought. But in the meantime, they're getting pelted, they're getting punished, they're getting berated, they're getting, you know, all these things. Now, again, I'm not belittling when a guy makes a mistake. If he makes a mistake, tell the truth, fess up, and we'll discipline that issue if it's not something that forces me to release you from the football team. And even if I do release a guy from the football team, I'm not going to rest until that kid has a place to go to finish his career, his college football career, hopefully, get his degree, turn his life around, and have some hope for a bright future. That's what we're about. And that's what I'm about as a coach. So things happen, and then we got to deal with it. If we deal with it properly, we're going to be okay. If we try to sweep it under the rug, if we try to, you know, if we try to hide it, if we try to act like it didn't happen, if a player lies about it, you know, if a guy lies to me about what happened, then he's got a much bigger problem than if he's man enough to say, hey, coach, I did it. I'm sorry, and I want to do better in the future. I mean, I could deal with that guy, you know, on most things. That's too long of an answer, probably. I'm sorry?
What impact is your Middle East coaches to work out?
You know what, I haven't had much of an opportunity to speak to the team about my trip to visit our soldiers, but I'm looking forward to that opportunity. I wish we had more time to spend with our guys in the summer. A lot of people think, oh my gosh, you need to let them have more time, you know, without a coach coaching them, but or being around them. But I think it'd be better if we spent more time with our players in the summer than we're able to do. But I'm looking forward to telling them about it, because it was an awesome trip, and our soldiers are military. They're awesome. They know that there is a they know freedom isn't free. They believe in their mission, and they know what they're doing is not in vain. And we don't know what's going on over there. We don't know sometimes why we're over there, but the people making the decisions, in my opinion, know a heck of a lot more about it than I do. I know when I make a decision as a head coach, some people look at me like, why is he doing that? But I know more than they know. I have some information they don't have, and I can't go blurt it out to them. Sometimes I wish I could just say, hey, this is why I'm doing it. But I can't sometimes. I'm sure the president feels the same way sometimes. I'd like to tell you why I'm doing this. But they know more than we know. So I trust our government. I trust our military very much. I guess that's it.